Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. This is a YouTube channel that I've always felt like I've gotten really good information from, and it's I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, but there it is. If y'all want to check it out, but he's doing a live right now, and he brought up some really good information that I found to be really interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So apparently this is what I saw on his stream, that Idaho has voted to abolish the FBI and ban them from the state if it is deemed they cannot be reformed. That's fucking awesome. That's a really good step in the right direction, because from a lot of really respectable sources that I've heard from, the FBI is essentially completely compromised. I mean, maybe some places aren't as bad as others, but that seems to be the general consensus. So anyway, that's awesome to hear. It's good to see that the state's coming together and they're using their congressional powers and the political powers, what they have and what they are to be, what they are able to fucking flex on to do something good and get rid of this, crazy FBI system we got going. However, one thing I want to speak on is the repercussions. So, like, this is spiritual warfare. That's again what I'm here to help fucking shed light on. So, in my, to think about things from that type of a standpoint, you got to think about the consequences to these actions and what the opposition or the enemy might do to retaliate. Because I do think if you were to seriously push the FBI out, that would be a huge blow to them, man. I mean, they're using the FBI organizations, other various organizations, as fronts for nefarious underground activities that are probably involved with human trafficking, drug trafficking, and all sorts of other fucked up crimes. So if you push those out, they're going to fucking feel a backlash, and thus they're going to want to come and take vengeance, essentially. And one of the ways that they're probably going to do it, if I were them, is to, shut down the economy of Idaho. So then I'm like, okay, let's just see what the economy of Idaho is all about. Because again, in my opinion, just as the global fucking sickness, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, happened all over the planet all at the same time. Like, nobody, no government or body really like stood up and was like, no, we're not going to do this. No, everybody complied. They had total compliance, like everybody did. Like, as far as the people that make the decisions and businesses and all this and that, like everybody had to comply, and they did. So they work together. There is a hierarchy. There is a way, a chain of command with these people, and it's very strict. They don't take no for an answer. I mean, they fucking work. They're very domineering. So that's just the way that they roll. So in my opinion, with that being said, like, if the Idaho were to do that and really be able to push the FBI out of that state, there's going to be a backlash. And if I were them, and having lost the FBI, my next move would be to take away would be to shut down their economy, which would be to fucking essentially either stop the production or the ability to sell these type of cars or whatever, supermarket or hospitals or whatever type it is. Like, they can just pull the plug on these corporations rather instantaneously, very quickly, in my opinion, whenever they fucking want to, really. And in doing so, that would destabilize this entire region, thereby perpetuating more chaos and essential fucking bringing in just more death and destruction. And like like the dude said from the YouTube channel I just showed, once a city gets to a certain state of chaos, that gives them the right to come in with essential martial law or with their own new world order and implement security and tyranny in levels that we have not seen in a very long time. So it's just, you guys are playing with. I mean, it's good to see you guys fighting the FBI in that type of way, but have contingency plans. Prepare for what they're going to do back to you. Know your enemy. Like, these people are powerful as shit. It's good to see you guys standing up like that, but you still have tons of people reliant on these corporations and these jobs that are all in league, in my opinion, with nefarious organizations and criminals who exploitate the earth, who manipulate fucking people, who perpetuate third world countries, who fucking pull the strings on politics, who are all money grubbers. So it's just like, you got to be careful. Like, I was interested. I didn't know where Idaho gets most of their money from, but it's just from essentially normal, like, big five, huge companies, corporations and shit, which, in my opinion, is all in league with big business and big tech and this food industry that's selling poisonous food. I mean, all of these grocery stores are essentially selling more poisonous food than not. And if they're not selling poisonous food, they're selling it at a high profit to gain more money, just to fucking, flood their own bank account even more. So, again, there's a spiritual wickedness. There's an allowance that comes with all of these companies and corporations, and even the people that work at these jobs. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything like that, but they happen to be supporting a movement or an enterprise, an empire that is rooted in evil. It is what it is. I'm just telling you guys this so that we can see that, so that we can change these things. There's ways to develop good organizations and good work programs that don't perpetuate evil. But first, we got to take accountability for the fact that we do have companies and corporations and organizations that do. And most people work for them. That's just, it is what the fuck it is, man. That's why America's politics and all this shit is so fucked up. It's because there's so many of them and so many people are supporting them. And we're the ones that give them so much power because we keep paying them our taxes. We keep paying them our energy. We keep doing the work that keeps these people in business and profits them. I mean, I just talked about how grossly, 62 billionaires were made from this pandemic. I mean, it was all orchestrated. So and all these corporations are in league with them. So you guys got to think, if you are going to make moves like that against a big, very powerful, I mean, it's the FBI, it's the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You don't think the rest of the FBI is going to take a look at this? And I'm glad that you guys are doing that, but just think about other ways of being able to take care of your population, because they will pull the plug, in my opinion, on these big cities especially, and just create more chaos and anarchy. So until there is a proper infrastructure and alternative way to feed people, to power vehicles, because in Idaho it's going to get cold as fuck in the winter, so you guys need your energy, you need your heaters, you need to figure out alternative ways to help the majority of the population survive in the event that something like these people did decide to pull the plug on these major stores and corporations. And there's numerous ways they can do that, and maybe I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, shout out to Idaho, and I like to see what they're, it's a good direction that they're going, but just be careful. And again, getting back to, the best, just not just being self-sufficient. Like, that's your best way of survivability. If you can't feed yourself or keep yourself warm or shelter or have water for yourselves, and you ain't gonna survive. So these people have more power than I think we give them credit for. So it's just, take heed, y'all. All right, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.